On today's episode of the Bolt Crew podcast, the Chargers snapped their two-game losing streak. What did you like and dislike about today's game against the Dolphins, and what can we expect to see from the Chargers the rest of the way? We talk about all of it on this episode of the Bolt Crew podcast.
Hey, yeah, hey, it's the Bolt Crew, and we always winning. Hey, go against us, I don't recommend it. Hey, it's the Bolt Crew, best up in the business. It's the Bolt Crew, repping for the city. Macking on and off the field like Khalil. They hate on us cause we keep it too real. I'm talking smack like Phil Rivers in the field. Oh, you mad again cause we kept it real? Why you mad? Hey, I'm talking smack, I feel like Uncle Dave. Hey, I bring the pain, I feel like Derwin James. I could run and gun, I feel like Herbo down the lane. I feel like LT the way I'm stiff arming these lanes. We just wanna win, we just wanna win, yeah. Ay, we just wanna win, we just wanna win, ay. Putting on for the city, putting on for the city. We just wanna win, we just wanna win, yeah.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Bolt Crew podcast. Again, Chargers win today, 29-27 over the Miami Dolphins. And I tell you what, this Charger team doesn't do anything easy. They never get one of those games where you're like, man, what else was we going to do in the next couple hours? Because we got nothing to do here. We could put our feet up. You never put your feet up with this team. This is what this team does to keep you entertained and stressed out. And you cuss all the time and you go, I can't believe I waste my Sundays or my Mondays following this team. And sure enough, when your team finishes on top like ours did today, it's time to pull out the victory cigar, celebrate that they won. And at the same time, you can't look at it, Josh, and saying it's the crappy Miami Dolphins. You got to look at it and saying it's a win in the NFL, which is always tough.
Always tough. I actually missed the game. Can you guys fill me in on what happened? Just kidding. I watched the entire game, stressed to the end, as Dave said, classic Chargers fashion, where you're just, never think the game's over. At 23-13, I was thinking the game was over. I'm an idiot for thinking that, right, Mario? Like, you never know with the Chargers what's going to happen. But at the end of the day, your best players make the big plays. And Ladd McConkey not going out of bounds and turning upfield, breaking the dude's ankles was the difference in winning this game and losing this game.
It really was. And as soon as the Dolphins scored, my first thought was, well, Herbert's going to need to be Superman. And what does he do? He becomes Superman. He breaks first play. He gets absolutely just swarmed by his O-line. Shout out Bozeman for doing a great job of blocking. And then second play, he gets hit again, but breaks a tackle, finds Ladd. The Chargers escape. And, we kind of said this team hasn't been a very hardball Chargers team of recent. In the end, they at least pulled it off. And that was a hardball Chargers move. Any other coach, Anthony Lynn, obviously Staley, they would have lost this. But Dave, sure, we lost years of our life. And if you're not on heart medicine, you're probably on it after this weekend.
You know what? I tell you what, you ever see the movie Private Parts, the Howard Stern movie?
Yes.
Do you remember the scene where the program director comes in to yell at everybody who works on the Howard Stern show, and he just goes, "You GDMFers." That's why I feel watching the Chargers all the time. I get so frustrated with this team. And at first, when Gaston messes up and he fumbles and it turns into points for the Dolphins, and then we make mistakes, and you're like, what's the deal? Why can't we win against this Dolphin team no matter what? I mean, they even mentioned it on the game. They said they've only won one time in Miami. They got their asses kicked in the Super Bowl there. It's just they can't beat even the Dolphins when they're bad. And then when they put it together, we scored our first touchdown in 5 quarters in this game. Like, you realize how long it took for this team to score a touchdown going back to last week? Crazy, right? You sit there. There's some things about Greg Roman's offense today I really like, that the fact that they made really offensive line blocking back to the basics, like freshman year football back to the basics. We just stayed in your spot. We aren't moving guys around. We're going to stay there. It's like, let's man up. It's one-on-one. It was really basic stuff that I thought helped Justin Herbert stay alive. And then dumb things happen, and you're going, all right, this is Charger football. This is what we expect. And then they fall behind, and you keep checking yourself. There's no Tyreek Hill. This is a Dolphins team. Has nothing to play for. Coach is on the hot seat. Like, there shouldn't be an excuse why the Chargers aren't winning. Not only they're not winning, they just aren't even showing any kind of progress at all, that they're moving forward. And there are some things, and we'll get into the defense stuff that we liked, but you're on offense, like, come on, man. Let's do something here. How can you guys not score touchdowns against the Commanders for 3 quarters and against the Dolphins for 2 quarters? And then all of a sudden it starts coming together, and you're like, all right, finally we had a halftime speech that we can all sit there and rally around. and go, now here we are. We're headed in the right direction. As Josh says, put your feet up. We're up 26-13. And sure enough, right at the end, you're like, we're going to charge this thing like you wouldn't believe. We're going to get on the plane, lose them by 1 point. And it's going to be extremely frustrating. By the way, Josh, you picked the score kind of in a way. Do you know that? Remember you said the Chargers would win by 2. They won't cover the spread. They're going to win by 2. The spread was 2.5.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm a prophet. What can I say? When I look at this game, I felt the opposite way. I thought the offense played better than expected. We had no QJ. Our tackles are guys they picked up from the street, literally. I mean, David Sharp, that was his first game. Or not Sharp. Who's the guy that filled in today? God dang it. Let's look at the notes here. The right tackle. What's his name? Sorry. Tell me.
Right?
Bobby Hart. Right? Bobby Hart.
Oh, Hart.
Bobby Hart. First time he started in 4 years. Literally, these guys are not NFL players. For the Chargers to score 29 points, even against a bad Dolphins team, I think that's remarkable, honestly. With the players that we had out, the guys that we had on the field, I thought the offense was good. The defense, to me, is the concerning part. They made Achane look like Barry Sanders. I mean, Achane could get whatever he wanted, whenever he wanted. If I was the Dolphins, I would have ran him more than they did. I believe he only had, let's look at it right now. He had 16 carries for 128 yards, 8 yards on average per rush. Why are you not running Devin Achane more often? You have Vidal, who had the best game of his career by far. He was right there with Achane. He had 18 carries, 124 yards. He was awesome. I liked what I saw out of the offense for the most part, Dave. It was the defense for me that was the most concerning.
Yeah, there's some things in the defense that was like, what's kind of going on there? Just little mistakes. But there's also some things that were just fantastic. Obviously, the early interception that they got was one great defense by Still, and then good just reaction when they get there by Jefferson, who comes up with the pick again, once again, huge for the Chargers. Offensively, Vidal, like if you're going to give out game balls today, I think he deserves it. 18 carries for 124 yards, 6.9 average. There you go. There you go, gentlemen. That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Nice.
Let's get a little nuts on a Saturday. All right, but he was huge in that. And passing game, it kind of doesn't get enough credit of how important he was on those dump downs early on for Justin Herbert. I do kind of agree with you, Josh. The offense played better than expected. Still leaves a little bit more to be desired, but Dave, this new pass rush, some scary.
Yeah, we got one now. Hey, look at that. We got a pass rush. That's what I liked on the defensive side. We got one. And look, as said, that we have obviously we have a new guy in there, and we got a turnover early. Look, the Tony Jefferson play was awesome. He got the interception. It equaled 3 points. But that's one of those, you can't count on other teams to fumble the ball like that. Like Jalen Waddle will tell you, those 3 points are mine. Well, how many did you lose by? You lost by 2. At the same time, we gave them points too. We gave them points off of our turnovers as well. But it's one of those that doesn't happen in the NFL. It was fantastic. We got the turnover early. I like that we had a pass rush tomorrow. It was exciting. Our pass rush actually should continue to get better when we get guys healthy. Mm-hmm. That would be awesome to see. That's why I say it's not all downhill, that it's the Miami Dolphins that you barely beat. The fact is you won and you had to win, as people wrote in our group chat to us that said, oh man, Broncos won. We got to win. And we did. We were able to pull it off. It's so fun to say we when the Chargers win a game. It's we go quickly to they when they lose, or I hate those guys is what we probably say. But at the same time, this Charger team, they pulled it out. Justin Herbert, going back to the play of the game, which is you guys touched on. I didn't get a chance to say anything on it. The Justin Herbert standing up, everything he could to get rid of the ball. It was one of those where you're thinking he's just going to throw it away because it looked like he was drowning. And then to find Ladd and Ladd to gain ground, as you said, stay in bounds, sit there and gain, I think, 42 yards on that play. Absolutely insane. I can't imagine being in the stadium as a Dolphins fan, just pulling my eyes out of my head, just going, I can't believe what I'm watching. Like, why is this going on? It was kind of like when I was at that Ravens Charger game where it was like 4th and 29, and the Ravens got that crazy first down, and then they went on to win the Super Bowl. It was like you couldn't believe it. Like, is someone going to tackle this guy? And they couldn't. And then Ladd, good for him, man. Good for Ladd, because when Ladd, they announced, scored his second touchdown of the season, you're like, Ladd only has 2 touchdowns the whole season? This guy's supposed to be elite. Like, we got all mad he wasn't high enough in the top 100. I go, dude, top 100 guys have more than 2 TDs, unless you're Julio Jones, who never scored touchdowns. But you understand what I'm saying. You sit there and go, this is our guy. We got to get in the end zone more. And my concern is the whole red zone offense and everything they have going. But to get on that plane with a win is big. I mean, this team desperately needed this win.
Desperately. And just to go back to the last drive, none of that would have been possible without Hines' return. Like, that was incredible, absolutely massive for the Chargers winning this game. I think we can all agree, everybody on this show, Tarheeb still should never return punts. He's really bad at it. He's one of our best players on defense. Let's get him out of there. If he gets injured, we are screwed. Lad McConkey, same thing. He's probably better than Tarheeb still for sure at returning punts. But if Lad McConkey gets hurt on a punt, how mad are we going to be as fans? Let's get Hines back there. Let's get KLS back there returning these punts. We can't have an injury in that way. Two players that stepped up for me today, Mario, were both rookies also. With Gadsden, besides the fumble, I love what he did in the past game. He brings a different wrinkle to this offense, something we haven't had from the tight end position in a long time. And then you have Trey Harris, who stepped up in a big way. QJ was ruled out right before this game. Trey Harris had to step up, and he did. I love what I saw from Trey Harris and Arondé Gadsden.
I did too. The rookies stepped up in a big way, and they were involved in offense early. And I liked how Gadsden really bounced back after the fumble. That's a big step for me. Rookies are going to make rookie mistakes. Scattaboo last week made a big mistake with the fumble. You're going to see that. You see the quarterbacks make rookie mistakes all the time with picks, trying to extend plays when it's just simply not there. Hampton did earlier in this year for us, had a bad fumble. Just after you make the mistake, go back to him, show you still have confidence in him, and then make up for it in the game. That's all that matters. I thought Gaston did that really well for us. Trey Harris had a great catch today. I'm also it was a little taste of what is to come with that team. And you tweeted it, Josh. I completely agree. This offense has so many weapons, has so much talent. And you saw the depth of that today with Quinn Johnson going out, and a lot of guys stepping up and playing very well in their roles. And just goes to show, if this receiver core, some guys get banged up, we do have guys, Dave, that can step up big for us if we need to.
Yeah, Trey Harris getting an opportunity to play what was fantastic. It's exactly what he needed. I mean, they kind of made reference to it about his college career, saying he's a guy that is used to getting a lot of throws. I mean, I think most of these guys are, I'm sure people realize it. Every time you see a guy wearing an NFL jersey, he was the best guy in his neighborhood, like for years. People still in his neighborhood talk about that guy came from here. These guys are all great. Every one of these guys are great. Trey Harris is a guy as a playmaker is one of those that have completely in a different position than he's ever been in his life until today, where basically he's always been the star. And then today he had a chance to be a guy that was involved in winning a game. He was actually important to the team today. Hopefully that door continues to stay open for him. It's a reason why they got him. I'm sorry QJ wasn't able to go, but as we say all the time, and you've heard it in sports forever, next man up. And the fact they got him involved, not like, hey, we're going to hold his hand through this thing. Dude, you're involved. You're active today. You're going to be part of this offense. You need to step up. And he did. Gadsden, as far as early on, knowing that was against his dad's, former team, dude, it couldn't come at a worse time for him, right? Family, the whole deal, going back to Miami. And then he sits here and he messes up right at the beginning of the game. But the Chargers go right back to him. That was big. We've been looking for a tight end forever. Again, 7 receptions, 68 yards for him today. Good for him. There are a lot of things on here where I want to see the Jim Harbaugh giving out the game balls to see who gets them today, because I think as fans, we can all sit there and make our list of who deserves them. And this time I think you're giving out more than just a few.
Yeah, absolutely. And like Mario said, if I had to give out one game ball for today's game, it's going to be Vidal. I mean, he was absolutely remarkable today. I look at him basically as a rookie. I know he's in his second year, but he basically had a better game today than he did in all of his stats last season. It makes me very hopeful that we have a number 2 running back. I never looked at Hassan Haskins as a real running back to fill in this position. It looks like he's only in for pass protection usually when he's in the game. He can run the ball a little bit, but Vidal looks like a much better running back than Haskins does. I'm very happy about Vidal. I'm very happy about Vidal and Gadsden. Trey Harris, like I said, I think this offense, man, is coming together. You get Joe Alt back, you get a couple other guys back on offense. This can be a really dangerous offense. I think the defense is a lot better than they've shown in the last few games. If they start clicking again with this offense, Mario, this is a team that is dangerous. The problem with this Chargers team is you get more injuries than any other team in the NFL, and it's been like this for a long time. I think once we have Khalil Mack back, Joe Alt, and all these other guys, this could be the best team in the AFC West. I know a lot of you guys on the West Coast weren't up early enough to watch the Broncos game, but I'll give you a quick recap. It was the worst game you've ever seen in your life from an offensive standpoint. It was so bad. If the Broncos weren't playing up any other team besides the Jets or the Dolphins, probably, they would have lost that game. but they were playing the Jets just like the Chargers were playing the Dolphins, and they got a win.
How does it, by the way, I don't mean to cut you off, Mario. You're going to say something right now. I watched it. I know, Mario, you probably watched it too. I didn't even know how the NFL continues to do this. We send our worst product over to Europe all the time. Like, I know we send different teams over, but we play the worst ever. Like, we market the sport so poorly over there. Like, why don't you send over the Lions and the Chiefs? At least you give the fans something to watch. You know, like the game today should be a great game. Send that one over to Europe to try and sell the sport. But the Jets and Broncos, I'm not joking. I got up way early, started watching that game. Dude, 3 minutes remaining. I think it was a two-point difference. I fell asleep. Woke up, game was over. I was like, oh my God, I fell asleep. It was boring as hell, that game. And they're always boring. They're always terrible.
Always.
Every one of those are terrible.
And I feel like at one point, England just be like, hey, we're going to declare war.
Yeah, we're good.
If you don't start giving us good football.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're
it's
good.
Like, yeah, they're going to be at the United Nations, and it's going to be like, we got to bring this up. No more of this. No more Jets. Jets are not allowed. Back to the Charger game. The side of the football that I think that when they get healthier could be a top 10, maybe a top 5 unit in the league is this pass rushing unit. Double O's first game as a Los Angeles Charger. He has a tackle for loss. He has a QB hit. He has a pass deflection, even though Waddle catches it. And he gets his first sack of the year, which he struggled to get at Baltimore.
Hold on real quick. Was his first sack on his first play as a Charger? I think it might have been. I could be wrong. It might have been, though.
I didn't hear that. I had the volume on the red zone because I was watching with friends and like, dude, we can't have the volume up for Chargers Dolphins. I said, that's fair. But on the flip side of that, you also had Thule. He gets a sack. But the other part, Dave, that I think is very slept on in this whole Thule in the game he played was the holding calls, where he beats his man, and the only thing they do to protect the quarterback is to absolutely put him in a headlock from behind. And when that happens, that first off takes momentum away from the team, that puts him way behind the sticks. And that happened, I counted twice today in very big, huge moments. So Double O in Thule, and then if Mac comes back and he's the guy that we know he is and has been in a Chargers uniform, these guys are going to be a QB's worst nightmare. And it's going to be huge for this defense and huge for this secondary.
Yeah, I tell you what, I was excited to see that we had the pass rush. I think it opens things up for a lot of other guys. You look outside of Greg Roman in the first half, I thought it was a very well coached game for what the Chargers game plan was to kind of minimize mistakes and go, look, you know what, we're going to simplify things. I think that's what you have to do when you struggle in anything. To simplify, you take some steps backwards. It seems weird in the NFL to say that, but Mario, I'm like you. I had 2 games on. I had Red Zone on, and I had the Charger game on 2 TVs, and I'm watching. And there was a lot of football today where you're scratching your head. As frustrated as I was watching the Dolphins and Chargers, I'm watching other games too going, this is bad. Like, anyone watched the first half of the Rams-Ravens game, it was terrible football. You know, you're watching the Steelers-Browns, you're going the same thing. And maybe the best game going was at the time Cardinals and Colts. And you're like, look, I'm frustrated with what the Chargers are doing or the Dolphins are doing in their matchup. And you're trying to say, are these two of the best? I mean, are the Chargers one of the best teams playing bad against a bad team? Or is this just the NFL? And I'm to the point where it's the NFL and just like the movie, any given Sunday, anything can happen in this league. Anytime you walk off the field with a win, it's impressive at this point. It's hard to get a win in this league.
It's hard no matter what, right? And you just saw the Panthers beat the Cowboys today. Nobody would have predicted that. You get that every week, right? You have a huge upset. I do believe that the Chargers were playing a team that wasn't the Dolphins or like the Jets on that level. They probably would have lost just because they have so many injuries. But we did play the Dolphins, so I don't feel bad for us at all. We played a bad team. We didn't play great, but we got the win, and that's all that matters. I'm hopeful about this team moving forward. I was very upset at the end of the game because I did not like that we had no pass rush going on Tua, and he had all day to throw. Darren Waller was open, but you can't really be that upset because if a quarterback has that long to throw a ball in the NFL, guys are going to get open. I thought that was a huge lapse on Jesse Minter's part. I would have liked to bring some pressure onto Tua. He's shorter than most quarterbacks, and for him to sit back there and throw the ball, he's going to complete it. He's one of the more accurate quarterbacks in the league when he has time. And to go back to Dave's point from earlier about Justin Herbert, I like what he said about not reinventing the wheel. If we could just have Tucker Fisk in there, an extra blocker, Hassan Haskins as a running back, anybody that can protect Justin Herbert to throw the ball, all he needs is 3 to 4 seconds to complete it. That's how good he is. That's how good this Chargers offense is too. I think these receivers for the first time in a few years can get open in 3-4 seconds. Last year, that was a huge issue. Now we have Keenan Allen, we have Ladd, and we have Trey Harrison Gadsden who can get open in that 3 to 4 second window. But Justin Herbert, a lot of times, doesn't even get 3 to 4 seconds.
No, he doesn't. He has to create his seconds. That's what he has to do because how about our O-line is. And you mentioned with the Tua thing, we talked about it before on Thursday. If he has a clean pocket, he can pick apart any defense. And we saw that later on in the game. I think the biggest frustration for me, Dave, was you're up 26-13. And it's like Dolphins fall apart in the second half. We've seen this movie before. Chargers come out hot. We got it. And in 2 possessions, it's gone. And it's just like, what are we doing? And the 3 and out that happens right after they score, where Allen should have stayed in the pocket, bounced a little bit outside of it. Him and Herbert are on the same page. He goes, that's my bad. Second one, Herbert escapes the pocket, throws it to Allen again. Low ball, but he drops it. You got to catch that still. I know it's a hard catch. Stuff like that just can't happen. It can't. You're up 26-13. Shut the damn door. Stomp on their throat and end the damn game. And then go kiss your Madison be your girlfriend after. That's what it needs to be. You can't be dancing around and flirting with the enemy like that.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think every Charger fan's with you too. They just want to breathe and say, with multiple minutes remaining, that this game's over and not that it comes down to Cameron Dicker. And by the way, I know the announcers have nothing to do with it, but man, it feels like the announcers try and jinx it every time, right? Dicker has not missed a kick. I mean, it's like, dude, how many times are you going to say it? The announcers were so bizarre today. I don't know, Mark, you didn't listen, Josh. I'm sure you had the volume up. It seemed like there were 5th graders or guys with my sense of humor that were sitting there calling the game. Were you listening to like all the sexual anecdotes they were dropping in there? Like it almost seemed like they were nudging each other.
What
Like,
do they say?
Gaping holes, I mean, they're handies. I mean, dude, everything sounded like, dude, all right. Like I've heard like 7 of them already. I'm like, these guys right now are just doing it for each other now, just to see what they can get away with at this point. And you're going, okay, but I can handle all that stuff, but don't jinx our kicker. 5 seconds remaining in the game. We got to make this, damn it. That's kind of how I feel. It's like anyone who's a basketball fan, this guy never misses a free throw. Oh my goodness. Can you believe it? It's one of those, not with us. Don't do it with us. Damn it.
Yeah. I mean, all the stuff with the kickers drives me nuts with Cameron Dicker. Like they always bring up his percentage, and I get it. If you're an announcer, you have to bring that up. He's the most accurate kicker of all time, but they just beat it into the ground every time he kicks. I'm like, just stop talking. Just let him kick. But the fact that he made the kick, what was it, like 58 yards to start the game, penalty, Chargers get to move up because they hit the center. He's like, all right, I'll just kick it again from 30 something. This guy is so automatic. I can watch this dude kick all day long for the Chargers. Also, our long snapper at the end of the game, I don't know if anybody noticed, try to screw it up. It was almost a bad snap. Thank God J.K. Scott has good hands because that would have been an absolute nightmare. But every time Cameron Dicker steps on the field, it's an automatic 3.
So in the red zone, Scott said, I think it's a field goal, and Chargers moved to 4-2 on the season. And I was like, there's 9 seconds left. Shut the hell up. I was just like, dude, like, stop. Like, the jinxing thing. I was like, Christ almighty. We've seen some crazy stuff happen this NFL season. Like, can you just relax for 1 second there, bud? And just, like, give it 2 more plays, and then you can say the Chargers move on to 9-2. That was sending me up a hill a little bit. We were the Buccaneers today, We're like, we had a big lead, and they're like, hey, let's dance a little bit more. How's our 2-minute drill?
We did. We absolutely the way it works out. By the way, the other AFC West teams, obviously mentioned before, Chiefs are taking on the Lions, Raiders, who are dead last, taking on the Titans. Battle for first pick in the draft, basically today. So here's the deal, though. We brought this up, and I know we'll probably bring it up on the next show as well. We talked about the trade deadline that's coming up. Okay. With the trade deadline before, I was pushing for Derrick Henry. Are you guys satisfied with what you have, what you saw today from Vidal? I mean, Derrick Henry had a hell of a game today, even though the Ravens stunk. But are you satisfied with the running back situation? And if you make a trade, it's not the running back position you're making a trade for.
It's not, honestly. And to be fair to Vidal, he was really, really good today, but I think Dave could have ran through some of those holes. I mean, that Dolphins run defense was awful.
Dude, I have a longer stride. I have a longer stride when I run. Have you ever seen anyone with a shorter stride than Vidal?
Well, also remember the Dolphins, like one of the worst rush defense, like them in Chicago, are terrible on the ground.
If we ever go to a goddamn winery and you can make your own wine and you need someone stomping on the grapes, I'm bringing that guy. Like that guy barely takes a step forward. How many little steps does he take? Freaking nuts.
Yeah.
Him and Kyler.
Yeah, like I'm not satisfied with the running back position. Obviously, there's actually a report that just came out that Hampton might be out longer than the 4 games he's expected from the IR. So maybe you do go get another running back. Yeah, he's a Charger because that happens. Also, Jeffrey Simmons is a guy that we talked about on the show before. He's playing right now against the Raiders. I don't know, man. Deshaun Hand just went on IR today. He's going to be out for 4 games. You need a lot of help. Bradley Chubb's a guy that we talked about, but now that you have Odafe, I don't think you need to get another edge. I think we're satisfied there. I would look at defensive line. I mean, they got killed today, or maybe even running back. I don't think Derrick Henry's the guy they're going to go for if they did get a running back.
Honestly, I'm kind of good. Call me crazy.
Okay, here, as you say, you're kind of good. Here's the deal: is as I watch, all these games, all of us are watching all the games. I realize every team in the NFL needs offensive line help. Every team. Do you want to chase an offensive lineman? Is it worth giving up a draft pick for an offensive lineman right now?
You can never have too many.
What draft pick are you talking about?
Well, I'm telling you, I think you're going to have to overpay. I don't care what team you take them from. I think you're going to have to overpay for an offensive lineman. You look at every team in the league, and every team is deficient in offensive line help.
Yeah, I mean, everybody keeps talking about McCoy from the Saints. He's one of the better interior offensive linemen. You're going to have to give up a 3rd round pick, probably, maybe second, maybe. I mean, they're not going to give up these guys for nothing. Are you willing to give up a 3rd round pick for a center or a guard? I don't know.
And I'm so confused by the Saints too, because Alvin Kamara. What are they telling Alvin Kamara where he's like, "No, I don't want to leave. I want to stay here." Like, what the hell do they have over him? Like, do they have his mom in a basement somewhere?
I think Alvin Kamara makes bad decisions. He's always has. I mean, look, dude, he left Alabama for Tennessee. That tells you enough.
But to your point, like, if they don't trade Alvin, like, I don't know if they're going to trade their star lineman. I mean, they just lost today and they didn't look great, but who knows?
Okay,
That's not smart.
Sorry, Mike G says on air, the Browns have 4 free agent offensive linemen. Here's the deal. I don't know if I want to trade for a free agent. I think I want a guy that's under control. If I'm giving up a draft pick, I want a guy that's going to stay.
Well, we just did that with Double O. Double O he had to sign him to an extension after this year. Bye-bye.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm not trading a goddamn 3rd for a guy who's leaving in 2 months, who's staying at the hotel across the facility. I want a guy that's going to be a Charger. An offensive lineman, man, they play a lot longer than your skill players. Unless they get hurt in practice like the Charger players do all the time.
Yeah, I mean, we'll say it for the 100th time. I don't understand why they didn't address this during the offseason. I know they got Mekhi Becton. Why do we stop there, right? We knew we needed more help than that in the interior offensive line. They should have just went further than that. I don't know. The offensive line was fine today, but you're playing against a Dolphins team that sucks, like really sucks. When you play against the Broncos next time, you got to pray to God that Justin Herbert doesn't get hurt. And honest to God, Tucker Fisk should be back there blocking more often than not. Like, you just need the extra blockers. If you have two or 3 guys running routes, it should be good enough with Justin Herbert. You don't need to have 3 wide receivers and a tight end. Just get 2 or 3 guys out there running routes and have extra protection, because that's how good Justin Herbert is.
So something too with this run game and the online. In the second half, Roman adjusted it, and they started doing that pick on the 3rd and 2s that kept working with like Trey Harris and Keenan Allen. Dude, I was gonna have a panic attack if I had to see another 3rd and short and we just run it up the middle. I was like, Roman, this is not working. It's clearly that they're just ready for it. Our lineman can't get a push. You got to get creative, buddy. And finally, in the second half, he did it. So credit to him. But that was absolutely taking years off my life. And by the way, Mac Jones just threw the dumbest pick I've ever seen in my life.
All right, I started laughing.
Did you see that too? That was awful.
I'm so distracted. I'm glad Mario is as big of a mess as me. Dude, the guy who just intercepted this ball for the Buccaneers, Josh, easily had a pick six. He fell down 3 times. He didn't even score. He fell down by himself. Fell down 3 times and didn't score.
Yeah,
what the
professional
hell,
athlete.
Sorry, I hate to jump in Buccaneers talk, but I literally started laughing, going, "How do you not stay on your feet? What the hell's going on?
How do you fall 3 times
by yourself? No one even touched him 3 times.
Maybe if you had 16 layer lights, that makes sense, but I don't know. NFL field.
All right, Mario, can you go to the comments real quick?
Let's do it. Let's dance.
Right. Kelvin Gaddis, $10 says, before the game, I said to my dad, the only way the Chargers are winning today is off 2 interceptions, getting at least a field goal and TD off of them. Can't believe it worked out that way. Need Alt back on the field.
You're good,
I mean,
dude.
Really good. I mean, Chargers end up with three interceptions. Cameron Dicker's automatic, like we know, but you can't just rely on field goals, right? You got to get some touchdowns, especially with this Chargers team that has an awful red zone offense.
I'm dying to know what Kelvin's dad said after the game. Because there's a goddamn witch in this house. This guy nailed it.
Go get a lottery ticket. Jose M $2 says Bozeman needs to be benched already. It's not going to happen, dude. I mean, they obviously love Bozeman. He can't do wrong in their eyes, and I don't think Andre James is any better at this point if he can't get any opportunity to play.
Bozeman has that look, Dave, where like when he misses a block, it reminds me of Space Jam when Michael Jordan strikes out and like, hey, but you look good when you strike out. You look good. I don't look good. You know, Bozeman, when he gets beat, it doesn't look good. It looks horrifying. It's like, how did you make it here? What did Saban see in you? Respectfully.
He was good at Alabama.
No, he's great. Yeah.
He had a bunch of guys around him that were great too. So it kind of makes it look a little bit better. Like let's be honest. The best thing Bozeman ever did was lose his S when Herbert took a cheap shot last year, right? Everybody loved him because he defended Herbert. It's the best thing he's ever done in a Charger uniform. That's just what he is. He's not a very good player. But dude, the new kid they brought out today, Hart, dude, when he messed up, he just stopped and let Herbert take one. You know, that was on me. Oh man, what happened back there? You know, it was bizarre. Yeah. You know, guy hasn't played in 3 years, and all of a sudden here he is in the game. Not only did I mess up the snap count all the time, I'm completely telling myself when I do screw up, I'm just going to stop playing.
He actually played better than expected. I mean,
much
seriously,
better.
For a guy that hasn't played in that long, I mean, he actually was not bad, especially going against guys on that Dolphins team that can get after the quarterback. He was okay. AK 499 says, first off, Uncle Dave, enjoy your cigar. Second, Josh, who said field goals do not win games? They all count, bro. Thank you. Let's go on to Donkeys/Colts. Okay, it's not completely what I said. I said you can't just win with field goals, and the Chargers didn't win today with just field goals. They had touchdowns as well. Also, my point was, if you play a good team, you can't just rely on field goals. You have to score touchdowns.
Yes, it's like a baseball team that basically says we're going to win by hitting singles when the other team's hitting home runs. You know, the 2-3 run home run hurts a lot more than those big singles. You know, look at the teams that keep playing. And that's what it is. You got to score home. You got to score touchdowns. Look, a lot of defenses look at it as success if they can hold you to a field goal, especially in the red zone. That's a success. And you saw how bad our red zone offense is. What do they say? It's third worst in the NFL. It has to improve. The red zone offense definitely has to improve. And by the way, okay, this cigar, I'm smoking it, man. I probably shouldn't. I've been so sick the last 2 days. Probably the last thing I need is this goddamn cigar. But here I am. They won. I pulled it out.
Inhale makes it better.
Golden Kings Toys. He said inhale makes it feel better. Golden Kings Toys 199 says, imagine Thule, Mac, and OMG. Herbert's the MVP. You don't got to imagine too hard. I mean, Mac's coming back. You're going to have 3 guys that can get after the quarterback. Bud Dupree, thank you for your service, sir. But you're going to be the 4th pass rusher moving forward, and that's where you belong. Thank you. Eddie Ramirez 199 says, when Herbert has time, good things happen. I agree. That's why we were just talking about having Tucker Fisk in there to block, Will Disley in there to block. We don't need all these guys running routes. We just need Herbert to have some time.
That's all I need.
Can you imagine how good he would be with a great offensive line? You know, I mean, he's very good. He made a couple passes today. We're like, that doesn't seem very Justin Herbert like the one he threw in the end zone where Keenan had to play defensive back to knock it out of Minka's hands.
That never happens.
That was not
weird.
A Justin Herbert.
Yeah,
it was weird. There are 3 Dolphins and 1 Charger there, and Minka was in front of Keenan. Honest God, it was one of the best plays Keenan could have made, knocking that ball away. 2 is, what's the deal with Keenan's helmet? His whole helmet almost came off. You know, how loose is that helmet? You see, his whole face was exposed.
Keenan always has a loose helmet, though. It looks weird on him, I feel like.
He's never found a chin strap that fits.
Well, that guy's beard's out of control. The beard's out of control.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
It's going to be the most annoying thing. I'm like, dude, every possession, you have to pull that back down. Why do you like that? It's the NFL. They'll adjust anything for you. He's just sitting there, put it back down.
Yeah, one of my pet peeves, by the way, in football is the guys who have the mouthpiece that never put it in their mouth. It just hangs off their – like, I can't even imagine being a receiver and the mouthpiece is jumping up and down the whole time. Dude,
Brian
either
Branch,
put it in your mouth or take it off.
Have you seen the Brian Branch? He has the one in the back of the helmet, and he has one in the front. And it's like, what's the back for?
What's that all about?
Yeah, is that concussion prevention? What's going on?
Also, this is totally random, but Terry and Arnold on the Lions, he was going after Patrick Mahomes today on Twitter. He's not even playing in the game, I believe. Like, that's a big no-no, right? If you're not playing in the game, you can't talk trash.
You aren't even dressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was crazy. That's insane. All right, Charles Oglesby 999 says, "Love QJ, but it felt good to not have to worry about a possible drop ball when the game was on the line. Ledede is back." Yeah, I mean, dude, honestly, though, I would have liked to have QJ out there. I've liked what he's done this year, but down the stretch, he would be the third option for me. I would still go to Ladd. I'd still go to Keenan because you can rely on them to catch the ball.
We could use some downfield passing from Quinn Johnson today.
Yeah.
I bet there's a lot of times when Herbert looked deep and there's nothing there.
I would like to see Trey Harris play as well when QJ comes back. I think all these guys can get time on the field. Sergio Lopez, no comment, just 199. Thank you, Sergio.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Sergio.
that.
Thanks, Serge.
Yeah. What else? What do you guys have? Any thoughts from today?
No, well, obviously, man, getting this win was big for the Chargers. They needed it. I mean, there's so many things this team needed. The offensive line needed a little bit of a boost. The defense, I think you're getting on that plane coming back to Los Angeles and then going, man, we have a pass rush. We can do things differently. You liked what you got with the new acquisition, right? And you're going, hey, there's things we can build on here for this Charger team. You also know you're still technically in first place. You know, no matter what happens on that plane ride home, you're still in first place, which you want to hold on to for as long as you can. You had a couple disappointing losses. People saying, do you still feel the same way about the loss to the Giants? I do, because I saw the Giants lose to the Saints. And I think the Eagles right now are a team that's struggling. Again, the Eagles, yeah, they're defending Super Bowl champs and everything else, but the Eagles, our team has been outgained in yardage in every game that they've played. The Eagles, I don't want to say you don't compare yourself to the world champions, but they aren't playing like world champions. So coming up for the Chargers, as you face teams like the Colts, who, you know, obviously a very good team, very dangerous. You face the Vikings, and then you have the Titans, which should be, knock on wood, should be an easier game. Steelers, Jags. You have some tough teams before you have the bye week on November 23rd. So over the next month, you got to take care of business. And Mario, you're the guy that usually knows the odds better than me. The game against the Colts next week, will the Chargers be favored in that game, or will the Colts be favored, even though it's a home game for the Chargers?
Oh, Colts will be favored in that.
I think
10,000%.
I think so too.
Colts have a top 5 offense and defense, I believe.
They do. And Jonathan Taylor is going to be a nightmare. He's going to be, and so is Tyler Warren. I mean, he is playing like the best tight end in football. He's going to be a huge problem.
Why is it every year? I mean, the one thing I'll say about this stupid show, every year, the one guy that we picked say, man, I really like to see that guy as a Charger. The year before it was Brock Bowers. This year it was Tyler Warren. Like, we're like, look, what do you do to trade up? And everybody in the chat, you don't trade up for a tight end. You don't draft a tight end that early, this and that. When you see how good Tyler Warren is, if you guys watch any of these Colts games, you go, man, I wish he was wearing our damn uniform. Dude, he looks so freaking good. He's so dangerous. He does things that no one can stop. And when Brock Bowers is healthy, it's the same damn thing. I mean, Brock Bowers made some of these crappy Raider quarterbacks look efficient. You know, it's insane. Tyler Warren is so goddamn good, and I'm. It's not going to be pretty, I'm afraid. We'll get into it this week. We break down that game, but the Colts coming in with their all-white uniforms, which they haven't lost in the whole season, and the Chargers wearing their full gold uniforms, even gold socks, everything. It's not going to be appealing to the eye. It's not going to be good. Now, look, Chargers win that game, I would say bring them back next year. Let's go again. These are awesome.
Yeah,
But man,
I like that idea, though. You win a game in those uniforms, you wear them again, right? If you lose, you got to consider not wearing them again. I like that idea.
Yeah, I'm with you. And I tell you what, anyone who bought the gold jersey before even winning a game, playing a game in those uniforms, that's pretty ballsy, man. You went out on a limb. I mean, it could be a nightmare.
Yeah, I mean,
that's like
also with. Yeah, go ahead, Mario.
No, you go.
I was going to say something about Warren. You say something about the uniforms. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just was thinking, like, if you buy that yellow uniform and like you put it on and you're with your girlfriend, it's a very hard explanation. Sometimes we're like, oh, that's a good, that's a cute jersey, and then you wear that one, like, why are you wearing piss? You're like, yeah, it's a good point.
Wear that jersey to Disneyland when you never can find your family members. There he is, right there. He's over there. I see him.
Good point. I'm gonna give it to my
music festival. Yeah,
yeah.
See if people.
There you go. By the way, there was a huge Charger injury that happened today. that happened to another team. Did you guys catch it?
Anthony Richardson.
Anthony Richardson had the most Charger injury of all time today. Did you catch up with Josh?
No, but I saw the corner got hurt. That was a very Charger thing as well. Do you see that one?
Okay, Anthony Richardson before the game, all right, was healthy going into the game. Before the game, he's stretching out with those elastic bands, and boom, it snapped off and hit him right in the eye, and then couldn't play today. Couldn't back up. Couldn't even be the backup.
I was about to say he wasn't going to play today, but yeah, that sucks.
No,
Chaveri,
you know what
I mean? Yeah. The corner that got hurt, that got a concussion before the game, that was Charger thing as well. Do you see that one? During warmups,
I didn't see that one.
He was doing his corner drills. He ran right into his tight end concussion. I'm like, dude, what are we doing over here? You got another comment from AK. 499. He says, Uncle Dave, AK has a request. When Herbie wins the Super Bowl, we need to ban Josh from the show for 3 weeks because he loves Rivers more than Herbert. AK, all right, we're going to do this again. I grew up with Phillip Rivers, just like you grew up with Dan Fouts or whoever you grew up with. Like, that was the quarterback of my childhood.
Quarterback.
If Herbert wins the Super Bowl, he will be my favorite Chargers quarterback. If any quarterback for the Chargers wins the Super Bowl, they will be my new favorite Chargers quarterback. I love Herbert. He's awesome. I just said, like I said, Rivers was the guy I grew up with. When I was a little kid, I watched all of his games. It's nostalgia.
Yeah, I think AK listens to our show, but sometimes I don't think he listens to the show. His comments, I'm like, I don't think you paid attention for the past 2 hours.
It's called selective listening.
Number one, we aren't banning Josh from the show. Like, all three of us own the show. Like, he's not getting suspended from the show. He's not, it's not working out that way. It's not going to happen unless he just says, "That's it. I need 3 weeks off." That's the only way that's ever going to happen. He's never going to be banned for the show.
That'd be also terrible marketing. The Chargers win the Super Bowl, and we go, all right, one of us is banned. It's like, what? It's gonna be our biggest show.
Delfino Ochoa 499 says, do we make a trade for an offensive lineman after today? Also, what else can we realistically do to help the offense? Love the show. Dude, I think Hart played well. And Deculus, who was our weakest link, probably played good enough. I mean, he would be the guy I'd be more concerned at because I think Hart outplayed him. I would love to make a trade, Mario. I just don't think it's going to happen. They're not going to give up draft picks for another offensive lineman at this point.
Yeah, I don't know if they will. That would be the only position though I'd really want to trade for is the alignment because you can never have enough. I think the best thing for this offense is one, just get more creative on those third and shorts and keep that going, run that pick more, and just wait for your team to kind of get healthy and just keep the boat afloat until then, Dave.
Yep. No, I'm with you. I think if they made a trade, it would be O-line. I don't think they make any more trades, guys. I think right now Ortiz already has the shakes for doing what he did. You know what I mean? Ortiz is the guy that goes to the swimming pool with the new trunks and the towel over his shoulder at the nice resort. He's at the Ritz, throws his towel on the chair, and he walks over, puts one toe in the water and goes, "I'm good." Walks back, grabs his towel, and goes right back to the room. That's it. He's not an all-in guy. I'm sorry. He's one of those guys that he'd rather be safe than sorry. He's probably that guy that tells you every day, you'd rather be safe than sorry. And you're like, dude, I've heard that. I've heard that before.
Also, I know it's way too early to make this proclamation, but Odafe, we won that trade, right? Like, dude, he made a bigger impact in today's game than what Gilman would have made, right? Because we like our secondary for the most part still with what we have. We needed another edge rusher so bad. Even when Khalil Mack comes back, we need another edge rusher. I'm going to declare we already won that trade.
So I looked it up to see what Gilman did. He actually did okay today. He had seven tackles total, 4 solo.
In a loss.
They got their asses kicked 17-3. By the way, man, I know everybody loves Puka. I do too. Dude, Puka, man, is injured all the time. I mean, I watched that injury 8 million times today, and I still can't figure out where he got hurt. Like, it was almost like, was that good enough? Was that enough contact to get out of this game? It was weird. I didn't see anything.
He should have never made the comment about retiring early. So now everybody's looking for that.
That's what it looks
like.
Yeah,
never said that.
Can't.
That was a bad look.
It's like when McVay said he might retire and go to the booth. It's like, dude, now every offseason, everyone's like,
enough.
This year?
Yeah, you know what you turn into? You turn into Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers to a point where it's like, just go. Get out of here.
Aaron Donald, too. I'm sorry. I know you love Aaron Donald. It's also annoying, dude, when the guy keeps doing that every offseason. Like, I might retire. Like, okay, you said that 3 years in a row. Or Jason Kelsey, I might retire. Then retire.
Yeah.
Go.
And get on with it. Like, you know,
dude.
either shit, get off the pot.
Dude, imagine being in a marriage like that, telling your wife, this might be the year I ask for a divorce. It might be the
on
year.
New Year's Eve. On New
I
Year's
kind
Eve.
of like that.
Yeah.
This could be it.
I mean, seriously, this might be it. I mean, 34 years was a good run, but this might be it. Like what? Enough, dude. Who wants to be talked to like that? Nobody wants to hear that. Plus, you're getting paid a ton of money. By the way, if it ever comes up again, what's the worst uniform in the NFL? Remind me, because I always go back to like the Browns. Dude, 100% it's that goddamn bone uniform the Rams use. It looks ridiculous. It looks like
I love it.
You love it? Why?
Oh, I think it looks really good.
Nothing like getting dirty uniforms. Let's just put dirty uniforms on that've been in the hamper for 3 weeks. Like, dude, there's good detergent out there. You can get white uniforms. Like, one thing about the University of Texas, their whites are as whiter than any uniform you ever see. But to go the bone thing, what is that? What? I don't even understand the meaning of it. I hate it.
Nah, it looks good.
It looks like it's been in the hamper for 3 weeks. It's embarrassing. I wouldn't let my kid wear a white shirt that looks like that. That's insane.
So you're not a fan of like the jeans that come with the holes in it already? You don't?
No,
like
I
those,
like
right?
that. That's fine.
I hate that.
Oh, I'm okay with that.
Sends me up a hill. It's like the shoes that people buy that are like pre-dirty.
Vintage. Your vintage shoes that are always dirty with the holes in them.
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh, isn't this so cool?" I'm like, "No, you look like a dumbass." Excuse my language.
Wait,
like, what are you
you
doing?
kept the F word out. I saw it.
Yeah, I tried.
Yeah, I saw. I'm not a fan of the bone uniforms. I don't know.
We got another comment right here from Cam Teague 85. 499 says, hopefully we can run Hampton 18 times when he gets back. Why the hell did we wait to do this with Vidal? Anyways, good win, fellas. Cam, I'll be honest with you. Dude, I think you would have ran for 100 yards against the Dolphins today. I love what Vidal did. Those holes were so big to run through. He made the most of his opportunity, but I think Omari and Hampton would have done the same and more. I mean, that run defense for the Dolphins has to be by far the worst in the NFL.
It's, if you want fancy, if you're like whole as running back, just take whoever's playing Miami.
100%.
Every time. They're not good.
Scott's comment on the side there, it says he had a client who had to drop divorce papers every year. Let's leave him around the house. That's crazy to me. That's crazy.
I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
Just preparing.
I had a friend who had a weight clause in his marriage. Like, if his wife gained a certain amount of weight, it was grounds for divorce where she didn't get.
No way.
What?
Yeah. She agreed. She signed it and agreed and got married.
Do you know what the weight was?
Yeah, was there anything for him?
Like, it was not being pregnant. It was like 145 was the number.
That's ridiculous.
That's insane. But was it vice versa for him? Like, he couldn't hit 200?
No, but he had the money. No.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, crazy.
Jesus.
Yeah,
love is love.
That's shallow.
You think? Dude, crazy. As she's getting closer, she hits like 143. She starts freaking out and just walking nonstop.
It's like, that makes me really think that maybe nice guys do finish last. I mean, Jesus Christ, if that guy's going strong on a marriage, no offense, but doesn't sound that nice of a person.
Yeah, dude, he was
Money
a jerk.
talks,
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. There you go.
All right. Do we have a Dave rant before we get out of here?
I'll give you a rant. I got one for you. I saw it today. Okay. And things bother me all the time. So it's shocking. I got something to complain about. Here's my rant today is, I don't even know if Angie's still in this thing right now. I know she was here before, but because Angie's the only one seems to understand my rants. But dude, I am done with these football players putting senior on the back of their jersey. Dude, it is the most ridiculous thing. From now on, why don't you just put on the back where your nameplate is, I have a son. Okay, it's insane. Anyone who has junior, like Gatson does, that's different. You were born, your birth certificate actually says junior on it. Nobody's birth certificate says senior on it. Stop. Steve Smith Sr., I think Becton has it now. Anyone who has senior on their jersey, F all the way off. Dude, I am so burnt out with the senior thing. It's the biggest look at me. Just put I have a son on the back of your jersey. Enough. It's ridiculous. I'm so goddamn tired of it. I don't know why that irritates the hell out of me, dude, but man, it's all over the place now. It's insane to me. And maybe, you know what, Josh, when you have a kid, I want you to put senior on his birth certificate. Because you know what I'm saying? Just right away. Guarantee he's going to name his kid Junior. Just right there on the spot. How's that? Dude, the people in the hospital.
That is kind of crazy, yeah.
People in the hospital will think you're insane. Wait a second. You put senior on here. And you're like, yeah, I know I did. I want him to name his kid the same name. I'm going to make him do it right here.
What about Amon-Ra St. Brown? His dad created a last name Saint. His last name was just Brown. Put Saint in front of it. Made his son a Saint.
Yeah,
that's actually true.
That's wow, dude. I'm really struggling today.
I told Josh
that's hilarious.
Josh should name his kid Doc just so he doesn't have to pay for medical school. Everyone's going to think that kid's a doctor, but when he gets older and he's meeting girls, my name's Doc. Everyone just calls me Doc. Oh, dude, I'm dating a doctor.
Just Dr. Palais. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is actually my mom's name.
There's a guy I was friends with in DC where his last name was Docs and he wanted to be a doctor. So he's called him Doc. And I really thought his name was Doc until I left DC. And someone was like, oh, his real name's Ethan. It's like, he's a hell of a guy. I talk to him every time for like 2 hours. He's an incredible person. Love the kid.
Dude, there's a guy, I swear, I think he plays for Memphis. His first name is Mo, and his last name was Ability. Swear to God,
yeah,
dude.
That's true.
Yeah,
yeah,
Mobility.
I've seen him.
Yeah, I've seen him too.
Yeah.
What the hell's that about?
There's a bunch. Dude, college football is the craziest names. There was a guy yesterday whose first name was Lunch. I don't know if you guys saw that one.
There's a guy who used to play for Maryland. I think he played for the Globetrotters. His name was X-Ray Hip.
Was the guy at lunch? Was he born at? I hope he was like born at noon. His parents were just like, it's lunchtime.
He's a big ass kid. They said when he was born. They named him Lunch.
What's the other great ones? Julian saying, and it's like you're marketable so easy. Just saying, Nike symbol, just don't
He's
suck.
a San Diego kid.
Is he? Oh, I knew
Yeah, San Diego
that.
kid.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Man, yeah. Probably going to be the number 1 overall pick in the draft one day. It's pretty good.
Or one of his receivers will be.
Pretty good. By the way, all right, I know we don't talk college football, but since we're sitting rambling, Indiana's going to end up right there at the top as far as college football. They don't play anyone else the rest of the way, right?
Literally no one. I mean, I think they have Penn State left, and like Penn State just fired James Franklin. So, and also Penn State thinking that they're going to get him. You're insane.
Yeah,
insane. Crazy. Penn State, by the way, you see how much James Franklin in his buyout, because people don't know he got fired during the Charger game. He gets $20,000 a day for the next 6 years. That's incredible.
So nice.
So nice, right? To not be successful at your job. Yes.
And he'll probably get another job and they'll pay him.
Oh, he will.
Yeah. I'd hire him. He's a good coach.
Until he plays a good team. Yes.
Yeah, but if you're like North Carolina, like I'd be like,
no kidding, dude. That's a good call. North Carolina. Yeah. That's a good call. Anyway, there you go. There's my rant. I don't know if you're sorry now that you asked, but the senior thing drives me to my freaking mind. All right. That's it. All right, we'll let you go because everyone wants to get back to watching the rest of the games the rest of the way. Look, schedule on. I'll ask you on there, Mark. Can you go an hour earlier for the show on Tuesday?
I believe so.
All right, probably be a little bit earlier Tuesday. I got to catch a plane to get to Tennessee, and I got things to take care of. So here's the deal, and then we're set to go. So we're coming back on Tuesday for sure. We'll talk about where the AFC West standings are, where the Chargers are getting ready for the big game against the Colts, and then otherwise enjoy the rest of your football Sunday. Appreciate everyone who joined us, even though there are games going on right now. For Mario and everybody in the group chat, thank you very much for always being so kind to us. Again, subscribe to the show like we always ask you to do. For Mario Heron, Josh Palais, I'm Dave Palais. We'll see you Tuesday. Take care. That's been in your mouth.
Hey, yeah, hey, it's the boat crew, and we always winning. Hey, go against us, I don't recommend it. Hey, it's the boat crew, best up in the business. It's the boat crew, repping for the city. Macking on and off the field like Khalil. They hate on us cause we keep it too real. I'm talking smack like Phil Rivers in the field. Oh, you mad again cause we kept it real? Why you mad? Hey, I'm talking smack, I feel like Uncle Dave. Hey, I bring the pain, I feel like Derwin James. I could run and gun, I feel like Herbo down the lane. I feel like LT the way I'm stiff arming these lanes. We just wanna win, we just wanna win, yeah. Ay, we just wanna win, we just wanna win, ay. Putting on for the city, putting on for the city. We just wanna win, we just wanna win, yeah.